When we think about good vision, what's the first thing that pops into your head? It's probably that classic eye chart, right? Can you read that tiny little line at the bottom? Awesome, you've got 20/20. But what if that's barely scratching the surface? Today, we're going to look way beyond that chart and dive into what vision really is. And spoiler alert, it's all about this incredible partnership between your eyes and your brain.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. Is having 20/20 vision actually enough? I mean, think about your life. You're driving, you're reading, you're glued to a screen for hours, maybe you play sports. For all of that complex stuff we do every single day, the answer is, well, it's often a big no. And here's why. I want you to think about this for a second. Ever get those pounding headaches after a long day of screen time? Or find yourself reading the same sentence like 3 times? Maybe you just feel a little clumsy, a bit off? These things aren't necessarily a sign that you need new glasses. Nope. They can actually be little clues that the super important connection, that communication line between your eyes and your brain, isn't running as smoothly as it should.
So that brings us to the bigger picture. We're talking about something called neuro vision. The idea here is to stop just focusing on the eyeball itself. Instead, we're zooming way out to look at the entire system, to really get how your eyes and your brain work together as this dynamic duo.
Okay, so what's the real difference here? Well, a standard eye test is pretty simple. It asks, can you see it? It's all about clarity. But a Neuro Vision test, that asks a much deeper question. How do you see it? This gets to the real heart of the matter, which is function. Here's a way to think about it. Your eyes are like these incredible top-of-the-line 8K cameras. They capture stunningly clear images. But your brain? That's the supercomputer that has to process every single frame of that video in real time. And if that computer is lagging or glitching, it doesn't matter how amazing the cameras are, right? So let's get a little more specific. The official term is the Neuro Vision Test System, and what it is a comprehensive evaluation of how your whole visual system functions in real life in everyday situations. The two big keywords here are function and efficiency. We're moving away from a static chart on a wall to see how your vision holds up in the messy, dynamic, constantly changing real world.
All right, and this is where it gets really, really cool. We're talking about going way beyond a simple number like 20/20. Instead, imagine a whole dashboard of different metrics about your vision. So what does a test like this actually measure to give us that complete picture?
And just look at this. It shows you how deep the rabbit hole goes. We're not talking about one number. It's a full-on diagnostic. For example, it looks at binocular vision. That's how well your two eyes are working as a team to create one seamless 3D picture. It checks your eye-hand coordination, which is huge for athletes, or honestly, even just for typing an email. Then there's focus shifting. Think about how fast you can look from your phone up to a clock across the room and back again. The test can measure that. It even looks at things like eye strain and, this one is crucial, visual processing. That's how quickly and accurately your brain can actually make sense of everything it's seeing. It's like a complete tune-up for your entire visual system. Okay, that's a lot of data, a lot of diagnostics. So what? What's the bottom line? Why does any of this actually matter for you in your day-to-day life?
Well, it turns out the applications are massive, and they touch on so many different parts of our lives. You've got students who are struggling with reading or just can't seem to concentrate. The problem might not be their eyes at all, but their brain's processing speed. How about office workers? You know, the ones dealing with that constant screen fatigue and headaches? That could totally be a visual endurance issue. For athletes, dialing this in can literally mean faster reaction times, a total game changer. It's also incredibly important for people recovering from concussions or for individuals with conditions like dyslexia. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's for anyone who just feels like their vision isn't as comfortable or as efficient as it could be.
So if you're going to remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Healthy, high-performance vision is so much more than just seeing things clearly. It's all about how efficiently your brain uses what your eyes are feeding it. It's about function, not just focus. And that really leaves us with one last big question to think about. The next time you feel your eyes getting tired, or you're struggling to keep your focus, or maybe you just drop something for the 3rd time, ask yourself this. It might not be about what you're seeing, but how you're seeing it. What could your vision be telling you about your brain?